What's going on, everybody? Scott Hogan coming at you. We're here in the simulator. We are going to talk and answer pretty much one of the most common questions I get from students or people that want to get better, and that is, what do I do if I don't have a fancy setup in my garage, or people that come see me for in-person lessons, they can't get to a dome or an indoor facility to hit all the time, but they know they need to put the reps in and the practice in to be able to get better. Well, no fear, we're going to talk about that right now. So if you don't have a setup, what can you do to improve your game? Well, for many of you, especially in the off season, your goal is to work on your golf swing. Now, that is a really, really good time to do it because you can take the ball out of the equation. That golf ball can really mess with even the best intentions that you have for your golf swing and trying to make a change, because we're still, no matter how hard we try, we still just want to hit it straight and see the ball fly straight, even though we say maybe we don't care. We just subconsciously do. So taking the golf ball out can be a really, really good thing that we can apply into our practice, making some shadow swings, if you will. Now, I'm going to go through and show you what I like to see my students do. I do have on a hack motion. A device like this is also another great way that you can improve, because what is a device like hack motion? It's essentially a coach that you can have and have it tell you, are you doing it right? Are you doing it wrong? So I'm going to have this on so I can show you a couple things, but I'll also show you a couple positions that I like to see people work on that they can then take to their swing. So for me, when we are swinging the golf club, the number one thing, depending on where you're at in your golf game, you need to educate your hands and your arms on how to control the golf club. Now, for most of us, that's going to be our lead wrist. For me as a right-handed player, that is my left wrist. So that's where the hack motion is right now. But controlling the club face and understanding club face control throughout the different positions or the different points of the golf swing is critical. Now, what do I typically see when people go to hit the golf ball? They go ahead and they take their grip and they get set up and they get the club going back because they've heard, hey, I need to whip the club inside or swing from the inside, whatever it is. They start swinging and that golf club will get open. The face gets open. So you can see here, I have the face open. My wrist, my lead wrist, is actually in a position that we call extension. And again, I'll have the hack motion up to illustrate this. And then we go up top, and the same thing's going to happen. My wrist, it has this cupping motion, or on the wrist, on the inside part here, you can feel the wrist extend. That's where the extension term comes from. We are extending, and that opens the face. Then as we start down, we get this face open even more, it stays open, and then we have to do something last second to be able to try to square up the club face. Not a great way to do this. Any of your other goals in your swing, if you want to add more rotation, more body movement, all of those things go out the window, because all that matters is somehow we got to get the club face square, which typically means our arms have to take over way more than we would like, and then just try to hit the golf ball. It's not the most consistent way for sure, and it's definitely not the most powerful way to hit the golf ball either. So what do we need to do? Again, we want our hands and arms to do something. We don't want them to overtake unnecessarily, but we need to educate them on what they're supposed to do. And if we do that, then we can incorporate the rest of what we're looking for, all the stuff that you hear about in a golf swing. So I have this set up, and you may have heard it a few times, but I actually have it set up. You can hear the sound, but it's also buzzing on my wrist. I have the hack motion set up where if I get some flexion in my wrist, I'm going up to 20 degrees here because that seems like a good amount. But if I get some flexion in my wrist, you can see it turns green on here. What does that do? I want to work on getting flexion in my swing at two key points at the swing. I want to get the club up to the top. That's going to get the club face in a much more closed or squared position. For if you're somebody that slices, it's going to definitely feel like it is a very, very closed position. Then from here, I need to take that down into impact and feel that flexion in my wrist. So I want to go from two places. I bring the club back and get some flexion at the top of my swing. and I want to learn how to bring the club down so that I don't take the club and open it with my wrist and get some extension. So I need to feel like when I get up here to the top of the swing that I am twisting. Essentially what's happening, you'll see as I go up here, I'm going to be in the red here at the top of the swing. What I need to do is twist my lead wrist away from me, okay? I twist away from me, now I'm in the green. Twist away, now I'm in the green. From here, as I go down, I need to feel that twist. Need to feel that twist. And what you'll see is that allows my wrist to stay in a flexed position. That gets me some of the stuff that a lot of people are talking about when they were talking about improving their swing. Watch me from the face on here. If I get this right, flex, come down, stay flexed, traveling in. Look at where my hands are all of a sudden relative to the club head. I am definitely leaning the shaft. I'm getting my golf club to compress the golf ball, even though we know that that golf ball is not there. The other thing that you'll notice, and we said this earlier, is, hey, I want you to work on then, after you get this part, you'll notice that you can do some other things that you want. You can rotate your body, you can have some side bend, whatever you want. Notice how if I just go up here, get everything coming down, and then I bring the club into the impact, and if I were to just say, hey, look at my club face, making it square, notice what my body has had to do to just get the club to the ball. I've had to open up and rotate. I've had to side bend to the ball. I can still feel everything vibrating on my wrist here. And now, all of a sudden, I'm going to be able to make this golf club and this ball travel exactly how I want to be able to make this the best swing I can. So when I get people that say, hey, I can't get better, I wish I had somewhere to hit, I wish I had somewhere to be able to always be swinging. Well, you do, you just need enough space to move the golf club. I don't even have to do this at speed per se. Take that as an advantage to your golf game, that you do not have the golf ball. You have a reason to not hit the golf ball because you can't. So take that advantage and go through and start working on that drill to educate your hands. How do I square the face up properly? Get the face in a good position to deliver. That is going to open up and unlock so many doors to the rest of your golf swing. And again, it all starts from just what we do with our hands and educating them. If you have the ability to get something like a hack motion, I will link this down below because I do think it is extremely beneficial, not only for full swing, but for some of the other things that it does. But I get it, it can be financially tough, or it can be spatially tough to have an entire place to hit at home, or it's tough to get out and hit indoors all the time because of other things going on. But getting something that can coach you, that is a huge, huge help to making you a better player. That is what we need, is the feedback to know that we're doing it right. If you have any questions about it, please leave that comment down below. I'm going to link you to this drill, a little bit more detail into the drill. I will link that right here, so please check that out. If you need more questions answered about how to do the drill, I will link that right here. And as always, click that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. We will see you in the next one. Peace.